you can make that man rich. You can't give him back 17 years of his fucking life.
Yeah.
There's certain things you can't give back. So all these people that have lost their life and loved ones and shit over this type of information, just thinking that they were doing right for the people, you can't give them anything. An apology wouldn't even work for them. I wouldn't be upset if they didn't accept it.
No, you're 100% right on that. You're 100% right.
Exactly, observer stuff. That's exactly what I'm saying to sum it up. You cannot give back time. Well, what the time that we think is time, you know, because this time is really bullshit.
Yeah, time doesn't.
You know, yeah, it doesn't exist. If it's not the space-time continuum, then it's not. It's made up.
Albert Einstein said it himself. Time is irrelevant. You know, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do remember him saying that it's irrelevant. And I believe space goes by place.
Right.
Not hours.
Right.
Yeah.
And why?
No, go ahead.
Cut you off, but while we got time, man, you guys please go over and check out Street Knowledge, Tony Black's channel, man. He got some stuff that's talking about this and why now and all that also. So we are full-fledged on this topic, and we are going to welcome Street Knowledge back to the panel with this bullshit ass thing working.
As long as shit is working right.
Let's go. I'm like coming in talking shit.
They're trying to clip you right now, man. They know you're speaking that truth. You're speaking that heat, man. They don't want nobody to know yet. That's what it is right now, man.
That's how they do. That's how they do. What's up, Street Knowledge?
I'll say this, right? And I'm gonna try to stay away from the obvious.
Yeah. What's up with it, YouTube Fizam? You are now tuned in to DYSE TV. What they hitting for? Now hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Don't start nothing. Won't be nothing. Now let's get it poppin'. You know.
Because I'm honest. One thing about me,
and
like,
I'm
transparent. Like,
okay, good.
I'm transparent.
So, but if at any point you say, yo, you know what, this is not the time or the place, I'm with it and I move on because this is a good vibe. I did get something that I was like, yo, you know what? I want to ask the brother this and figure this out. I saw a video.
I would interview with you because you were intellectual. I would rather filter the people's mind through your mind than even Sonetta, because I feel like you are more in tune and more intellectually inclined to like break it down to me to not even Sonetta raw. Sonetta like, look, nigga, did you suck a dick? You know what I'm saying? With you.
What up, everybody, man? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of DDM TV. And hey, man, I know it's been a while since we did it this route. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing the little ride to work in the morning and say my little piece, but I've been kind of sitting back just watching everything. And man, when I tell you it's a lot of drama out there right now, man, motherfuckers that profess to be best friends and shit is breaking up, and everything's coming to YouTube. People bringing sexual relation sounds, sex sounds, all that type of shit. I mean, all in good fun, all in good entertainment, man. But what we got going on out here right now is normalizing this pedophilia shit. Normalizing it to the point where it's like, damn, are you niggas doing this shit for content now? Like, is that where it's going? Because I mean, I've seen some sick shit outside of pedophilia on YouTube. I've seen a lot of sick shit. So I know motherfuckers would do anything for that shock value money, for that shock value donation. I'm not so much keen on that, you know what I mean? But in this situation right here, man, I went back through the files and shit and found Sonetta holding a panel back in the day with Brother Polight and your boy Natureboy. Now it's funny how all this shit. Now you know what I'm saying. Like I said, I was fucking with Sonetta and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people ate off of him, but was it the right people that ate? I'm not sure. And even Sonetta need to shut his ass up already. Like, man, you just making yourself look worse with this whole shit. Especially when you come out trying to call other people out to try to deflect from what's really going on. Like, okay, Sonetta, bro, Brother Polight was your people, right? But you over here calling out other people for pedophile acts. And what's up with the number 14? What's up with the age of 14? I gotta look that up. What's so significant about 14-year-old little girls that these niggas go after? You understand what I'm saying? But I can't stand there and let you call out another motherfucker and everybody like, ooh, Sonetta calling this nigga out. Nah, nigga, call out your people. You understand what I'm saying? When you a supervisor at work and shit like that, you know, like I'm a supervisor at my job. You know what I'm saying? I had to make a cleaning schedule for the office for all my drivers. You understand what I'm saying? So you know who I put on the list first? Me. I'll do the first cleanup because I ain't gonna ask nobody to do what, you know what I mean, what I won't do. You gotta lead by example, bruh. And a lot of this shit come up out of this camp, and I hate to say that New York got some fucked up ways, but man, it's a lot of you niggas in New York that be on some funny bunny shit, man, and I love New York. I got a lot of real ones in New York, but goddamn, I'll be damn if it wasn't social media weirdness from New York on this motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what we gonna dive into and dice up right here on the tune-up, man. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all don't mind, hit that like button, hit that cash app, man, and salute to my nigga Treat TV, man, for that little drop he gave me, man. Yay, yay. You understand what I'm saying? But what we gonna do is we gonna talk about this little interview right here, the little debate between Sonetta, well, not necessarily Sonetta. Sonetta be doing some funny shit, and we gonna point that out. But this is between Natureboy and Brother Polight, and Brother Polight checking Natureboy about letting his son touch his penis. Go figure, right? So let's go on and jump back into it, man, without further ado, man. Once again, man, I know I've been away, man. Salute to all y'all for keeping it real with a nigga, always checking up on a nigga, though. You feel me? Let's go.
I ain't gonna ask you that. I don't know if he do. Like, he asked you that? You asked him that stuff?
Yeah, he just straight asked me that. He just straight asked me that. Like, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
He just straight asked me. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Now I asked him that, but I don't want to know the answer. I want to know the answer. I don't want to.
Now you could ask me any question. You could ask me any question.
Like, you gonna go in there like, nigga, did you suck a dick? Nigga, me personally, I wouldn't ask a man that either. You know what I mean? I don't care. Nigga, ain't no dick's been over here. Nigga, if you had a dick in your mouth, that's a personal problem.
Any question?
Okay, cool. I want to get out of that conversation. Let's get out of there. Let's get out of there ASAP. Yeah. I never want to know what that was.
That's weird. Okay.
Great. So let's never discuss this again. So the next thing is, I seen a video where you said, hey, I don't know if that's still your vibration at this present day. I don't know. It was no timestamp on it to let me know what day that video was posted or when you said it. It's definitely you. And you say, hey, you know what? I'm natural. I'm paraphrasing. So forgive me if I take any of your words out of context. You can correct me. And so the goal was to be natural and not to be following the path of the European ways. So you said, look, I have sex in front of my children. You know, I ain't about to be turning around here putting clothes on and everything, and my children looking at me covering myself up. And you say, yo, my child come and grab my penis after I have sex with my children. My child can grab my penis. You know,
I interviewed him on that already, Polight, but I'll let him do it again if you want to answer.
Yeah, I never heard about it ever. Someone sent it to me, and I said, well, they said, yo, what's up? Because you know, I was showing you love. So someone said, yo, you showing the brother.
Y'all know what, man? The funny shit about this whole shit, like all these niggas, it always comes back down to some sexual conduct. Because niggas, it seems like niggas in conscious communities swear up and down, all they ever talk about is polygamy. And when they talk about polygamy, man, all they ever talk about is sex and fucking and shit, but they always talking about how sexualization of the people and shit has been perverted and all this other bullshit. While they sit up on camera and shit, violating females, dumbass females that would let themselves be degraded like that, but violating them nonetheless. Isn't it a trip? We supposed to sit here in the conscious community and spit all this real knowledge, all this real shit, which I'm not conscious community personally, never have been. But y'all sit over there trying to preach about God and this, that, and the other, and what your religion say is wrong and my religion is right, and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? All that organized religion shit that I don't do. But it always comes back down to some sexualization shit. Like I said, in a lot of these situations, there's consent. Just like in the R. Kelly situation. What people aren't understanding is there's consent in there. That's why shit went so long. So it sounds like faucets get turned off, even though it's sick nonetheless. The action is sick on the individual that's committing the action on these young ladies. But what else is sick is parents giving consent based on money and shit, literally selling their children. It doesn't take away from the fact of a pedophile is a pedophile. But it's crazy how if the faucet stops or anything go wrong, now we like, yeah, this motherfucker that kidnapped our daughter when you gave her to her. You gift wrapped these motherfucking children, man. A lot of people do, especially the people with money. You got Brother Polight moving around. Now, as sick as that motherfucker is, man, come on. A motherfucker that got money, motherfuckers probably throwing their children at them. So that's another sick side of this whole pedophile ring. It's not, there's people who are part of the pedophile ring that ain't never even touched children. They in it to sell their children to the pedophile rings and shit and so they can bask in their own glory of getting a bag. You know what I'm saying? Everything's all good. I'll give consent to my daughter to date this grown man because he got money. But then if it's a broke ass nigga, you be trying to call the laws on that nigga? Like, come on, man. Y'all got to pay attention to how people fucking play. And at no point is none of this defending any of these sick ass niggas. I'm saying the whole circle, the whole ring, all the intricate parts and all the parents that give consent and all that shit, all you motherfuckers is wrong. But it's crazy how now it's all on the forefront like this is everyday action. Niggas can sit here and call people pedophiles without even having paperwork. But when you got paperwork, everybody's defending a nigga? The fuck is wrong with you motherfuckers, man? I swear I've died and gone to hell for shit that I've done in my past. This has to be hell.
Love, what kind of stuff that brother be on? I said, yo, listen, I understand. I don't agree with everything, but he's in his own paradigm. You gotta understand that. Right, so I'm not making excuses for nothing.
Look, remember,
but
listeners' discretion.
That was a little alarming.
It gets a little graphic on how they talk.
I think there's some more stuff in that video too, but ultimately that's the thing. So I want to know:
say like this.
Do you still share that sentiment to have sex in front of your children, even after you have sex? Your child can grab your penis and whatnot. And I'm not saying you molesting your child. I sat there to process what you're saying to the best of my ability without jumping to conclusions and my imagination going elsewhere. But do you think that's healthy first of all, do you still stand on that construct? And if you do, which part do you think is more healthy for that child? You don't think there's a designated time? I don't think there's a designated time. First of all,
let me.
I'm gonna let you go. I know you gotta let defend yourself, but I want you to understand where I'm coming because I'm not.
I'm honest. One thing about me,
and
like,
the only
I'm transparent. Like, son, he's like, he has his PP. He like, Daddy, he's pedophile.
That's my fault, y'all.
In my mind, I said, the woman, like, I was trying to be, because that clip.
I don't think we was that far.
Everything that I do.
Where you coming from? If you don't mind having sex, I know sex is natural and we shouldn't have a condemnation of sex. But where do we draw the line between being natural and maybe deviant or maybe even a bit perverse, understanding that our youth is young and we need to protect them? So it's
listen to this nigga. The nigga that's being brought up on charges. This is how he speak. Is he innocent or is he guilty? When you got DNA evidence as far as semen, not your hair follicles, not no blood stain or anything like that, nigga, semen. With battery to her face. Like, nigga, what the fuck? Nigga, you damaged her throat and everything, trying to stick your fingers down her? And what was you doing? Did you sedate her and then get some head or something? Like, nigga, it's teeth in people's mouth. So I'm not understanding this whole situation. I mean, I understand it. I don't get it, though. Like, nigga, what the fuck was wrong with you, especially when you speak like this? Let's go back a little tip.
Where you coming from? If you don't mind having sex, I know sex is natural and we shouldn't have a condemnation of sex. But where do we draw the line between being natural and maybe deviant or maybe even a bit perverse, understanding that our youth is young and we need to protect them? So it's just a belief. So I just want to hear your part before I come to it.
It's just a belief. Our children are a youth, this nigga says. And we need to protect them. Facts, nigga. Facts. So why when motherfuckers come at you about protecting a child? You know what I mean? Whether there's any lies going around or not. The natural instinct of people that hear about children being in harm's way, no matter if a child is lying, the parent is lying, or the predator is lying. Our natural instinct is to protect that child. So what Why you flossing all your money in Rolls Royces that you renting shit on us because we coming at you? Because if it was on the other foot, aren't you, matter of fact, it is on the other foot. Aren't you coming at Nature Boy about something he said? I swear to God, you niggas is making Nature Boy look like a goddamn saint. And I don't even like that nigga, because he foul as fuck too. But when motherfuckers be calling this nigga out, it doesn't help stopping anything that y'all got going with this cult. If the motherfuckers that's calling him out is worse than the motherfucker that's actually, you know what I'm saying, doing the shit that you're reporting on. The shit that you're debating on. Brother Polight come up here, nigga, why you a sick individual, nigga, you're projecting. I mean, I can't stand these sick ass niggas. And something struck me wrong about Polight from the beginning. That's why I ain't never fucked with him. I ain't never fucked with Umar Johnson. There's certain few people I ain't never fucked with. I fucked with Sarnetta. I fucked with Sarnetta for not because of any knowledge, not because anything about his background or anything like that. I fucked with Sarnetta only because I seen black men able to eat, but I didn't know what type of black man this whole conscious shit was producing.
Arrive at my own conclusion after I can hear what you say.
I want to say this, that I appreciate you asking me this question and giving me the opportunity again to explain it again, because I think that I get better at explaining it as I keep going. So I appreciate you giving me another opportunity to do
You
this.
get better and better at explaining it as you keep going. That shit's funny. Man, I swear, this is a double whammy, bro. You know what I'm saying? For real, though. You know what I'm saying? This is a double whammy. You got Nature Boy, man, a triple whammy. You got Nature Boy, Sarnetta, and Polight all on one video. Come on, man. Come on, man. Nature Boy, you know what I'm saying? You get better and better at explaining this every time you're asked this question about your son messing with your penis. You claim that that's the lowest of low. You hate to be looked at like that and all that shit, but nigga, that was your claim to fame also. Nobody was really paying you any mind except for my Uncle Black and all them, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't blow up like that until after you said that shock value shit.
Thank you, bro.
I got 700 plus videos online of me talking for hours. It hurts me deeply for all that I said to be reduced to that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the things that I teach, everything that I do, everything that I ever done went down the toilet to that.
I don't think
that's what I'm known.
I don't think everything you said went down the toilet to that. I think everything you said went down the toilet. Now, mind you, he does say some shit that is fact and shit, but it's not his. It's not his. But see, he's something like Nature Boy. There's people out here that can either use a high intellect for good or use it for bad. I choose to use it for good, because I can easily manipulate motherfuckers with my mouthpiece easily. I can sound hella fucking convincing and hella good. When you have that high intellect, you got to make certain choices. That's why, like I love the line of Spider-Man, and I've told y'all this before, with great power comes great responsibility. These niggas may have great intellects, and not even great intellects. Man, I'll chop these niggas down, all of them. I'll break them all down in a debate. You understand what I'm saying? But when you're preaching to a whole bunch of people that don't necessarily have a high intellect, and I'm not saying anybody's dumb, just some people don't focus on that type of intellect like we do. They might focus on something else. They might watch Golden Girls or some shit. They might be into just series and shit. They ain't really into reading and shit. Not everybody walk the same path. But when you talking something that sounds good, and these motherfuckers can make some shit sound good to the unknowing ear. But when you got a motherfucker that listens for detail, you can't pull no wool over their eyes. That don't mean we go out and attack them or nothing and shit like that. We just move away from them. We just may call out shit, you know what I'm saying, that's bullshit when we hear it. But you ain't gonna sell us down the river and rock us to fucking sleep with no bullshit deflections. That's not the type of person I am. See, Nature Boy is one of them niggas. But he chose to go the wrong way with it. But he can make shit sound good. He's real good at deciphering shit. Like I am. I could break some shit down and actually put it in terms that everybody can understand. And motherfuckers will be like, man, that's the truth, that's facts. But like I always tell y'all, man, just because I say something don't mean I'm speaking facts at all. I'm just speaking how I feel. I'm not sitting here with a book, no notes, nothing like that. I'm coming straight off the dome, so it's only an opinion. Don't ever take anything I say as fact. If it help you, then use that.
For yo, I spit occult information, very deep information, but that is a mistake I made. And our speakers, you know what? No matter what you're doing in life, whatever your profession is,
That's a fact.
the more you do it, the more you're going to make a mistake.
True.
And that is not, no matter what you do in life, you're going to fall short. Because I said something in the passion of the moment, and it did not come out right. And it was a flaw. Out of all the times I ever spoke, that will always plague me.
So
y'all
moment. Tell me this. Y'all tell me this real quick. I don't mean to stop it so early, but can y'all think of a way that Nature Boy saying he lets his son touch his penis? I let that happen. Shit like that. If it did not come out right, can you think of any alternative way that could have came out better than that? The only alternative I got for it is it shouldn't have came out, period. There's no better way to explain letting your son touch your penis. You can explain sexuality and all that. Your son at a young age probably can see you naked and he might ask what, you know what I mean? Because you might get in there, take a shower with your son or something, shit. Everybody trying to get up, go to Disneyland, whatever would have you. I can't say what's going on in people's house. I don't do it. Never took a bath with my son, no shower with my son, and I have never sat there and bathed my daughters. I let their mother do that. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't want my daughters thinking that it's ever okay for a man to see them without their clothes on. Man, fuck what you talking natural. We a human species for a reason. Y'all like to compare us to animals and shit, which we are pretty much part of the animal kingdom, being mammals and whatnot. But we're not them. We are the top of the food chain, nigga. There's a reason why we can build buildings and drive cars and shit like that. That shit didn't happen by accident. I understand being natural. I get that. But I think that has more to do with our food source and shit like that, and the way we live life and protect the temple of our body. I don't really think that has anything to do with us having a domicile or anything over our head. You know why? Because we were never equipped to withstand certain weather and stuff like that. Because if you want to live natural, within being natural will mean that your ass can go dive in the middle of the fucking ocean and survive with no raft, no nothing, because you're natural, right? You should be able to adapt. You should be able to evolve to your situation. Talk some shit you know and stop talking that shit that sound good.
That is not what I meant. But it came out like that, and then when, you know, I was like, damn, I did not mean that like that. I wasn't saying it like that, and I clarified it. I did like 4 videos trying to clarify this, but it didn't matter because that clip,
of course,
has been out there and it has haunted me.
So
and
what did you
I've been reduced to that.
So what did you mean by
what I was saying?
Play with
what I was saying is that I do not have sex in front of my kids. You understand what I'm saying?
What the hell is that video about?
Listen,
you was
shock value. That's what it was for, Polight. Shock value. The nigga sat there and said that he had sex in front of his children, right? And it's crazy that Polight is the one questioning this nigga with your charges. Now, I don't like to talk about nobody's case when it's open. And honestly, I think a lot of people need to shut the fuck up with some of the stuff that they're saying, because it is an open case. Now, I understand we all have our opinion and we all heard the news and we all know what we think it is. But at the same time, if anybody still has a court date, even a motherfucker that would murder my mama, if he still has a court date, if I can get to him, I might take him out. But if he has a court date, that means he still has a day to fight his case. That's the American way. Y'all niggas live in America. So certain shit, y'all can get on there and speculate and all that shit, but don't be putting shit out there for fact and shit. At least get that sorry ass nigga a chance to fight his own case. You understand what I'm saying? You never know what's gonna come out in that fucking court case. But we're so quick to go run and talk. It makes me wonder about a lot of people. Because the same thing he's doing right there, he's projecting and deflecting, because we didn't know this about him, even though we kind of knew it about him. But we have that thing called selective outrage, just like we had with R. Kelly and Aaliyah. Yeah, we all in an outrage right now about R. Kelly, but we gonna act like we didn't see that shit happening and was still bumping his music. Now niggas like, I ain't bumping that nigga music, man. That nigga a pedophile. He was a pedophile then. The fuck y'all mean? Nigga, if you're gonna be outrageous now, you should have been outrageous then. I was outrageous then. I was young, so I didn't really get it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I'm in high school and you got grown ass men picking up little teenage girls from school. And you know what's behind that? The reason why they did it all willy-nilly is because these single mothers gave consent for their daughters to mess with these baller niggas. You know why? Because they had money. They'll take care of mama. Oh, as long as you taking care of mama, shit, I don't mind my 13, 14-year-old daughter messing with this 25-year-old baller. Crazy bitch.
You was just going hard. Pause. No pun either. I'm listening.
Control it?
Oh.
Nah, that's how I talk. I'm from New York. I was saying you going hard, then I had to say pause because what we talking about. Then I had to say no pun as an intellectual because all this shit is affiliated. Pardon me, I was really talking to myself. But go ahead, my brother. I've gone through a lot of emotions listening to this. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So what I was saying is I was at a state in my life where I was just becoming really pure. And I was coming very, very pure with myself, like just being in a pure state. I did not mean that in the way that it came out. I was saying like, yo, when it came to my son being nude in front of my child, I was a nude. I was always a nude. I felt like I was trying.
The fucked up part is when these niggas try to find the words to explain what they let fall out their mouth. And it's like these niggas all be moving so damn fast. They you know what I mean? They don't even notice that they slip up. Y'all niggas feel so entitled. Like, I swear, all this little section over here, it might as well not even be called the conscious community. It should be called the narcissistic community. Because if I look at all y'all think y'all got knowledge, all y'all think y'all sitting in power, and all y'all think y'all can do what you want. Everything from Bambaataa to fucking Nature Boy, to Polight, to Young Pharaoh, to Sonetta, to Hassan Campbell, to Captain Tazariak, to all these motherfuckers claiming Dr. York. You know what I'm saying? All this shit. All these motherfuckers got one thing in common. They all think they're at the top. That's why they all sit around on panels and debate shit, while behind the scenes, I believe you niggas is running pedophile rings, your own little setup of the Illuminati, because we always gotta copy everything somebody else do. Even though some of the things I like it for ourselves, like Black Twitter, but I mean, we get Twitter, we get Black Twitter. You understand what I'm saying? We get a white sector of this, we get a black sector of that. We gotta do it too. Oh, they got Illuminati, we gonna have our own Illuminati. They got a pedophile ring, well, we gonna have a better pedophile ring, because we cool. What the fuck? You niggas getting power. Power do something to motherfuckers. Money do something to motherfuckers. Y'all niggas better start listening to E40 when that nigga tell y'all money didn't change me. Money just changed the way people think about me. That didn't happen with y'all. Money changed y'all, not the way people thought about y'all. And up until the present day, we all thought y'all to be on the right track. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they spitting some shit a lot of people don't know. A lot of motherfuckers is getting their head together. I give it that. But behind closed doors, there's always a racket. Behind every store back in the Prohibition days, behind all the stores in Little Italy and all that shit, there was a racket in the back room. So we preach all this praise and shit to the black and African descent and all that shit, which I'm from here, point blank. But all that African descent and all that shit, y'all preach all this knowledge and pharaoh shit and whatnot. But in the back room, they shooting dice, playing poker, and having sex parties with children. Children are the least protected being in this world. No matter how hard we try to protect them, they'll always be the least protected. And it's sad. That's exactly why my kids don't stay the night out in nobody's house. Unless I really know them. And even then, I'm sketchy. I cut the deck. Now, if parents want to allow their kids to stay the night out and come stay the night with my kids, I am okay with that. I'd rather see them kids over here than somewhere else. I don't know who's in people's houses, but if other people allow that, and they just allow their kids to go all willy-nilly, at least I can guarantee this for one night, if it's only one night only in their life, is that they're safe here for that night that they stay here with my kids. Because if there's a little girl to stay the night with my daughters get the whole damn bottom floor. Me and the kids go in the room, play the game and shit. They'll be chilling with dad all night. When the boys got somebody over here, we keep the girls up out of their shit too. The same way. I don't play none of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? And I have a picture with my female cousin when I was young, when we was babies in the tub. A lot of people got that. I didn't necessarily do that to my children. Not this go round. Sometimes we gotta change the generational curse. Instead of sitting around here like Nature Boy and all these motherfuckers talking about it. Talking about what's wrong with us instead of fixing what's wrong with us. I sit on this motherfucker all the time trying to give out what can fix us. Fuck having knowledge. I just got a sense of who I am. I'm self-aware. I don't got time for nobody's beef and drama. I don't give a fuck how anybody feel about what I say and how I say it. Nigga, go get a life. I don't sit here and be worried about you niggas, but if I see something and I got an opinion, I drop it, whatever. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe something I say can help somebody. But it's sad that the main beefing motherfuckers on YouTube and through all social media and even in real life, the main people that beef and have problems with each other is all these so-called motherfuckers that claim to have knowledge because they're narcissistic. So there can't be more than one smart motherfucker at the top. Oh no, we got to battle because I got to be that one. No, I got to be that one. Your God is wrong. Well, your God is ugly. Your God ain't got no edges. The fuck? While behind closed doors, you niggas got a lot more in common as far as pedophilia than motherfuckers think. You niggas is pedophiles. If all you niggas show your houses, it's nasty. Niggas shit everywhere like Dr. Umar, like something wrong with you niggas. But you niggas want to talk about niggas like a Tommy Sotomayor and even a Kwame Brown and shit when you niggas is all fucked up. Always pay attention to the motherfucker that dive in on somebody, especially when that's all they do is dive in on that certain motherfucker. Always pay attention to them too, even if they're spitting true shit about somebody. One thing I know is when somebody sit there and pretty much harass a motherfucker, because even predators get harassed, but when a motherfucker sit there and harass somebody like that, most of the time they're fucking projecting, because a motherfucker that don't got nothing to do with shit like that will call you the fuck out and move the fuck on.
Become more pure in my life, and my son taught me that, because my son, he would run around without a diaper, and he was like, you know what I'm saying, basically always naked and never wanted to have clothes on. And I was like, yo, why we can't be naked? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we have to cover up in shame? And I questioned myself and my purity, and I seen how I sexualized everything, and I did not want to be like that no more. My son actually woke me up. Having my son taught me how to live life. My son woke me up as far as when I look at humans today. I don't want to be like we are. I know that we're sick. We're sick sexually. We don't have a pure state of mind. We don't look at women correctly. Women are supposed to be looked at sexually, but not all the time and not only sexually. The woman's nipple is not supposed to be looked at it the way we've been trained to look at it. We have been genetically modified to look at life in a way that's unnatural. Wait, let me explain myself.
Go ahead.
We have been genetically modified to look at the world in a certain lens, in a certain way, and it's unnatural. I tried to make myself be more like nature, the way nature is. Because I feel like nature is perfect. And that is the basic way we should be. Now, when it came to my son, and I said I allow my son, I didn't mean to say.
Look, do y'all know why nature is perfect? Because nature follows the fucking the route that life is set up for. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what you do to certain animals, they're still gonna follow their instinct. Now, if you want to say there's something wrong with humans, the only thing wrong with humans is we didn't necessarily follow our instinct, and that would be because the whole human community, whether you believe it or not, we all somewhat have a God complex. That's why we think we are a part of God. We might be connected to him, but we really think we're made in the image of God. But how can that be if God is not a humanoid, if God is the Holy Spirit? You understand what I'm saying? Now we can have that connection to the energy or God or whatever, however you want to call it, which I think that's through your conscience. You get what I'm saying? But see, everybody moves around. Like, you got these people that preach about God and preach about not having God, like on Sonetta's show and shit like that. All these people got God complexes. All these people think they're greater than. You look at young Pharaoh losing his fucking mind because the mind is a terrible thing to waste, right? So You can go as far as you want, gaining knowledge and get and turn into a fanatic about knowledge. But if you're not careful with knowledge, knowledge will ruin you. Knowledge can drive you fucking insane. That's a danger. Playing with your brain is a dangerous fucking slope, man. That's a very slippery slope. That's the edge of it. You fall off that cliff, you don't come back from it. That's why you got people that do acid and shit. They have a bad trip and they never come out of it. That's the most dangerous fucking muscle you can fuck with on your body. You'd rather break every limb in your body than fuck up your brain. Trust that. Now, where these niggas go is they don't know how to control that shit, so they get into a God complex thinking that they, and mind you, they do think outside the box, but when you get outside that box, nigga, you gotta have a rope to pull your ass back in. It's like being in outer space, nigga. You float away from that spaceship without being connected to it, without being anchored down. You gone. Just point blank. Same shit work with knowledge. Compare your brain to the cosmos.
With my penis, I said he touches my penis, but I never meant to say play with it. Like play with it, like that was the wrong play of words, right? But I never meant it like that. I was saying, and then I was saying when I said I had sex, I said my listen. And I said I had sex with my baby mom on her side while she was breastfeeding, and I felt like, you know what I mean, like there was nothing wrong with that because we have 7 babies in the womb when she's pregnant, but when she breastfeeding, I had sex with her, and so I felt like I ain't feel like bad about that. And then I had in my mind, I said I let my son. I messed it together, 2 different age groups.
That nigga always fucking with shit.
Something that I was like, yo,
sexually, we don't have a pure state of mind. We don't look at. And I said I allow my son. I didn't mean to say play with my penis. I said I had sex
I'm over
with.
Here fucking up. See, y'all know I get a little rusty and shit when that nigga ain't been on fucking with my shit in a minute, but we gonna get it right. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know it seemed like Sarnetta always saying he's sorry for playing something in the background that get all loud over people and shit, but you can hear him in the background already getting started. Fucking with shit. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck wrong with you, nigga?
My baby mom on her side while she was breastfeeding. And I felt like, you know what I mean? Like, there was nothing wrong with that because we have 7 babies in the womb when she's pregnant. But when she breastfeeding, I had sex with her. And so I felt like I ain't feel like bad about that. And then I had...
My bad, y'all. Right here where the dice is falling, where it say the faculty, you guys already know you guys' shit would be in there, but for some reason the chat box and shit is tripping on me and saying something is wrong, so I gotta figure that out later. But my bad, or else y'all comments would be right there.
Mine, I said I let my son. I messed it together, 2 different age groups. There was when I was saying in my mind, like, yo, I had sex in front of my kid. I meant like when she breastfeeding on her side, like not like in front of kids that are cognitive of seeing me have sex. I did not mean it like that, but in a passion in the moment, it came out like that, and I made the mistake, of saying it like that, and forever I'll be looked at as a fucking pedophile for it.
Has any of you guys in this chat ever said anything in the heat of the moment that was out of touch with who you are? Like, and I understand sometimes you say shit to some people that you didn't really mean, but have you ever said anything out of context that would relate you to a pedophile? I mean, we say shit like, nigga, I'll kill you. You can relate that to attempted murder, premeditated murder or whatever, right? But when have you ever sat there and said something in a pedophile nature because you were in the heat of the moment? When have you ever said your kid was doing something sexually to you because you were in the heat of the moment? When have you ever, in the heat of the moment, talked about anything sexual your child was doing? What heat of the moment you was in? Spitting knowledge? So you said something wrong, so why don't we decipher everything that you've said and see how much more shit you've said wrong? Oh shit, we already did that, didn't we? Ignorant ass nigga.
Part of what happened from my mistake. People are unforgiving. They don't really want to understand what's happening and what I really meant. Why, if I'm a pedophile or a child molester, why would I say it so boldly? It was a mistake,
because that's what y'all do. And most pedophiles say that when they deflect. If I was a pedophile, why would I say it so boldly? Because that's what y'all do. Y'all slip up. Everybody does. You got drug dealers that sit out here and they get to talking so much they fuck around and start talking about the shit they doing when they didn't even mean to do that. excuse me, but that drug dealer didn't slip up and say, man, you know what else I do after selling these 20 sacks? Nigga, I go home, nigga, I be boning my girl, I get done, nigga, my son playing with my pretties. Nigga, it's crazy. That should be funny. That should be funny as fuck. Nigga, nah, I don't do none of that.
It was in the past and in the moment. As far as my son touching my penis, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with it. I did not want my son to be, if I smack his hand and be like, yo, don't touch my penis, because I walk around naked in front of my kids.
You damn right he's trying to cover it up. You know why? Because if you pay attention to how people talk on their own platforms and how people talk on other platforms, when they get to a big platform like Sonetta, Tommy Sotomayor, something like that, even a Kwame Brown, you come up on their panel, you notice how some of these niggas talk totally different because there's a bigger crowd there. This is their chance to change the whole diagram. Or in these niggas' case, diaphragm, whatever.
And I feel like when I yeah.
I'm listening.
Listen, I feel like we need to teach our children sexual education very early. When we smack our kids, when we hide our genitals, when we hide them from the kids and don't educate them, and then they have to wait till they go to the white man's school to understand about sexuality, understand about their genitals. And it's just something, when I look at nature teaches its children without talking. It teaches it with action. So how we live our life should teach and educate our kids just like nature. So I feel like, you know what I mean, our sexual education should come from the parents. And it should be very open.
Now, mind you, these niggas always get on this white man shit, right? This same motherfucker that's always talking about the white man this, you want to do this for the white man. Nigga, you the only one I know, you know what I mean, that prostituted yourself to the white man. How you gonna tell us, oh, y'all gonna go work for a white man and do this? Man, are you a scorned lover? Did he hurt you? He put his hands on you? Because if I'm not mistaken, you've even admitted that. I never watched the video myself. There's a lot of men out here that say they've seen that video. I'm not looking to see that video. I'm gonna take the man's word for it.
But we're not mature enough. We're not mature enough sexually to even, because everything is.
See.
My bad. Go ahead.
Do that.
I forgot to turn that sound down.
Everything is.
That's his censorship.
Everything is perverted. Everything is nitty and perverted. You understand what I'm saying? So I was coming from a very pure state at that moment because where I was at a pure state.
Mind y'all.
And I didn't mean it.
Like I said, I was fucking with Sonetta for a minute, man. But like I said, I'm not saying Sonetta has molested any children or nothing like that. But the fact that you came out and came at Polight before talking about you, and you use names, talking about what's it, Tanisha Bonds or whatever, which is your girl's cousin's sister or whatever, which makes them cousins or whatever. But you came out with that shit, and I just don't feel like if you just throwing shots at a nigga, see, that's that shit y'all be talking about when y'all say I'm in the heat of the moment, so I just say anything. So in the heat of the moment, nigga, you threw your girl, her sister, and her sister under the bus because you were in the heat of the moment. No, I don't think it roll like that. When you throwing shots at people, names don't necessarily come out. When names come out, there's some truth behind it. There's some shit you know. I'm sorry to tell you, bro, but it is. I mean, you really don't want me to decipher this shit, because when I break that shit down, what I'm seeing is consent. In that situation that you called Polight out about with the other 14-year-old girl, the one that's supposed to be close to y'all, and you was talking about, don't make me bring somebody up here, nigga, we can really get physical and this, that, and the other, and I'm paraphrasing, you know what I'm saying? But when you're naming names and giving detail like that, it don't sound like you're just talking shit. So therefore, if that situation was going on and you guys knew about it, that means the mother of that child gave consent for Polight to mess with her daughter. That's what I get from it, and I could be wrong. But that's what it sounds like if you guys are all around and this is going on, which makes it to where you can't even call out the people, whether they pedophile or not. You shouldn't be calling nobody out. If you guys sit around in this little circle knowing that Polight was messing with a family member that was a teenager and nobody did anything, that means it was consent. That means everybody was cool with it. So how can you be cool with it and then be calling out somebody? That's called deflection, pimp. Better read your hat and start living life.
In the way it came out, and that was a mistake, and I explained that through a whole video. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is that when I'm naked around my son, he's like, he has his PP. He's like, Daddy, he's children are looking at patterns in life. They're like, look at this, look at that. They're seeing, and they're comparing themselves to the patterns that they see. So your child is going to compare himself to you. And so I wanted my son to not feel shameful of his genitals, because we traumatize our children with circumcision. We traumatize our children's chakras. All the things that, sexual traumas, whether you smack, if we hide ourselves, our children hide themselves. If the child never knew it was naked until you told it it's naked, the child doesn't even know it exists. It doesn't even know it has eyes. It doesn't even know it exists until you tell it exists. Like, it doesn't know it exists. If you ask a child, what are you? They're gonna be like, I don't know.
That's wrong. One thing about children, one thing about babies and shit, you know what I'm saying? All their abilities are wide open when they're first born. It's us that cloud them down. You understand what I'm saying? So the main thing about a child when it comes into this world, people don't really understand this, because they be like, you know, babies can't even think like that. But their brain already starts moving. It starts gathering information. Because when they're babies, the brain, that's why you don't remember shit when you're young, because your brain is gathering information. It's actually moving as a separate entity. But the main thing that a child knows, even inside the womb, they're very self-aware, you idiot. That's what life is. When they come into life, that's self-awareness from the jump. The fuck do these niggas be talking about? They be clouding shit that's so easy. A baby is self-aware. A baby in the womb coming up, not even fully developed, becomes self-aware when that heartbeat and that brain start ticking. That's self-awareness for your ass. The shit we call being self-aware, we don't even understand how self-aware we are. Like, you're very aware that you're an asshole. You're very aware that you hustle motherfuckers. A lot of you are very aware that you scam people. That's self-awareness. You know who you are as self-aware.
They don't know that they exist, and we taint their minds with our existence. And I wanted my child to be pure, and so pure that he was teaching me how to live life. My child was teaching me how to live life. So he'd be running around naked, and he'd be so free, and he didn't know he was naked. It was pure. And I'm like, yo, we should be like this. Who teaches us to be ashamed of our genitals? Why are we like that when nothing in nature is like that? When I look at nature, nothing in nature is ashamed. We are so, let me say this last part, I'll let you have it. Okay, we are so sick and twisted. We are so sick and twisted that we'll watch animals on YouTube have sex, like lions, tigers, and bears have sex openly. And then when it comes to human have sex, we have perverted it to the point where it's something that we are not even educated about enough.
Look. We sit here and watch animals have sex out in the open. Nigga, the animals don't even want you watching. So who's perverted? If you're sitting online watching animals have sex, who's perverted, the animal or us? Nigga, we didn't pervert nothing by taking it indoors into our domiciles or anything like that. Animals have sex outside because their outside ain't necessarily outside. When they in that bush, nigga, and you guys are, the film crew is out there filming, nigga, you guys are being peeping toms. That is their home. They're in their house having sex. You don't see animals sit out there in the Serengeti all willy-nilly just, oh shit, I see, so I feel like having sex right now while we on a hunt. No, they usually have sex in their domain, their perimeter, their property, their land, where they reside at, where they're comfortable at, which is their home. They just don't have a 5-bedroom. Some of them be in trees. They got the same fucking problems and shit as we got in the world today. A gazelle running from a lion is a pedestrian running from a motherfucker trying to kill him. Come on, man.
We can't even sit still enough to even accept our own sexuality, and we've come so far away from nature, even in our sexuality, that we will never be able to come to a higher state of consciousness, because sex is a very important energy.
Listen to the
for us
main
to understand.
word, y'all. Sex.
And when I was saying
we're talking knowledge, polygamy, and all that shit. And it's always about sex. These niggas, when they talk about polygamy, they think sex. When polygamy, like I've said before, sex will probably be the last thing on the list of polygamy. Polygamy has a whole bigger landscape with a lot more intricate parts to it before sex. Real polygamy, come on, man. It's not a sexual nature.
In a pure state. It wasn't in no child molestation. They took it, they clipped it, and it just, it's for the surface dwellers. I call it the surface dwellers. The surface dwellers going to see what's on the surface and judge you by that. So if you a surface dweller, then by all means, have at it.
All right. So here's the thing. Okay. By your own admission, I am just accept with you what you have said. I ain't beating a dead horse. I didn't want you to say I stand on that. So I'm not even going to talk about that. Now, the conversation is nudity in front of your children, and it's your right to do what you do in your household. I'm not about to tell you what to do in your household. So we just have a bill, and I impart my wisdom and see if we can come to terms out of love and respect for your family. You feel what I'm saying? As a man, okay.
What is a man?
Oh boy. Okay. Let's do it like this. As a brother with the genitalia. Yeah, as a brother.
And see, Brother Polight getting kind of bothered with Nature Boy on what is a man and all that shit, and that's kind of rude. Like, let the nigga talk, but at the same time, they all do that. That's that God complex shit, trying to one up each other and shit. It's supposed to be knowledge based, is what they supposed to be into, right? Then why do they battle each other so bad? Because they're all narcissists. You know what I mean? I gotta be the only one up here. What is Young Pharaoh doing right now? Every single day that nigga done came out with something new. Oh shit, I10 just opened up 12 banks through the USA. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling y'all, you know what I'm saying? We I10 Nation. I'm a gangster and I'm Young Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. I am now the biggest banker. I'm the smartest dude. I want to go against this dude, Elon Musk, and all. Come on, man. Like, we looking bad out here. And it's gotten to a point where niggas is like, fuck it, shit, this is what make money. So we gonna sell ourselves short. Now, if you want to ever point your finger at a sellout, look at some of these motherfuckers like these niggas right here. This is what you call a sellout, Uncle Tom. And people don't even understand it. You think that Poindexter motherfucker that's the president of a fucking law firm and don't act like a nigga at all, living lavish, living nice, driving a Benz and shit like that. That's the shit these type of niggas call Uncle Tom. Oh, you Uncle Tom, you a sellout. Why? Because the nigga made something of himself? Just like in school, what did we do? Hold each other back. You was in my day, you better not say you was reading books, that you was smart, that you was getting A's. It was almost like the black culture, nigga, oh no, that nigga, he gonna be a sellout. That nigga getting straight A's. We promoted being a dumb species. We promoted dumbing ourselves down. That's why I keep telling motherfuckers, man, ain't nobody holding us back. Ain't nobody holding us back but us. And following these type of motherfuckers right here. I need motherfuckers to get their intellect together, to get their education up to par. I need motherfuckers to all lead and move one way. Fuck following people. The culture change is bigger than following somebody that just got all the answers. Because then we're just stuck in a spot that these black pastors and shit do to us at church. You know damn well Miss Mamie and all them is struggling like a motherfucker. But they're gonna come to church and hear the good pastor say some good words and tell them God gonna get you. 6 months later, they done moved 3 different times, still over there. God got me. Hustling. Not that the people that's in the congregation shouldn't believe in God and all that type of stuff, but when you got a crooked ass hustler, these leaders that promise shit that never happened. But that's y'all fault for being hustled, going and falling for shit, sending all y'all money based on a hope. Because people play on your hopes and beliefs and your faith and shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like I tell y'all all the time, it don't matter if you go try to live natural or whatever. But then stay your natural ass over there with the bananas and pine cones. And leave the rest of this shit alone, like some of the civilizations that ain't never seen none of this shit, no cell phones, that still live like that. That's nature. That's natural. Natural ain't jumping in no Airbnb and shit like that. You want to go live like that. But unless you can get up off of this fucking planet, you will always be up under this system. The only thing you can do is learn to move within it. You cannot defeat a global system. At least not us individuals out down here on the ground surface. Learn how to play the game. But in order to learn how to play the game, you have to get your education up to par. You have to get that intellect right. And I'm not talking about education as far as I need to know 2 + 2 3. You do need to know that. But I mean, get your education up to par as far as opening your brain, opening your mind to actually be prepared for anything in this world. Y'all cloud yourselves down, man. Y'all block your own fucking greatness.
Huh? I'm answering a question.
As a male, because you could be a male, but it's a difference between a male and a man. A man is a subjective projection or perception of what we collectively as a culture think that we are. But we are male and female. You are male before anything, so let's just use the general term.
Right. We've been playing fair throughout the course of this whole program. Let's continue to do that.
When you say a man, I already know what you're saying. You're talking to a certain group. You're talking to a certain group of people. When you say as a man, you're connecting to a culture. A man is connected to a culture. Talk to me as a male.
Nigga, so
and even you talking to me as a male, you're coming from your personal perception of what
I don't want you to.
These be some weird.
I want you to get.
I respect your perception. I respect your perception and what you have to say because it's your opinion. And as you did for me, and I'm listening.
Thank you, my brother.
Do these niggas be on drugs? Because it's like the nigga can't stop talking. Y'all niggas be following these motherfuckers that be drug addicts. Trust me. I call them like I see them.
No. Oh, what a man is to me. In this context, it's the guy walking around with his balls and with his nuts and his penis out. That's what we talking about right now. That's the man I'm talking about. The man walking around and his genitalia.
What is the balls and the penis to you?
Look at this shit.
Listen, my brother, let me talk because we don't want to defer.
I'm just asking you a question. I want to ask you a question because you're saying things. I know. You said balls and penis, but what is the balls and penis to you?
Listen to me, brother. Listen to me.
Come on, nature, man. You know what that is, brother. Come on, man.
I had plenty of questions for you when you were speaking, but I had to exercise.
Now, mind you, Brother Polight was on his top at the time, right? Whilst supposedly fucking with 14-year-old girls. It's crazy how these niggas come to call people out while their shit is public. Like it's okay. Since somebody's parents said it's okay, then it's okay. No, nigga. As a man, it's not okay. And as a man, anybody who sees somebody's parent giving consent to some shit like that, you ought to find that girl daddy and kick his fucking ass for not being there because her mama tripping.
Restraint. I had to exercise it because I had to let you say everything you had to say and still give you respect after you said it, even for the things that I vehemently disagree with. And even now talking to you, if I want to really communicate with you and be successful, I realize how important it is for me to maintain the respect so I could possibly have a dialogue with you. So I don't want to offend you in no manner, but I'm starting to get a little offended because you have to allow me to say something unless I really say something you do not understand. But I know you know what I'm talking about when I say man, and then I deferred our attention to the exact part of our body that makes a distinction amongst the two genders specifically. So there is no confusion about what I'm talking about. But let it be clear. The contention that I have is the nudity, and more especially in the case that your penis and your scrotum is at the disposal of your child in the name of being natural. Now, I just want to build about it, but like I told you, if this conversation is too much or it is inappropriate, is not the right time, I will.
Look, the one thing I could say different in this situation, and both of the situations are kind of sick to me, but the son that Nature Boy is talking about was his son. And him doing it in the name of nature is more understandable than you taking somebody else's daughter, especially when you messing with their mama and then taking her to a false party, then taking her to a hotel and then giving her that Bill Cosby nah, it's too early for that. Giving her some sedative, you know what I mean, to drop her down and shit, and then causing battery to her face sexually with your semen all over. What'd you do that in the name of? Rolls Royce Squad?
Leave it alone, because I don't want to be offensive to you. But if you're open to the conversation after sharing this information, I would like to go in further. And maybe I may say something that you may see the perspective a little different. and make an adjustment. But at the end of the day, it's your household, and I respect that. And I'm not gonna tell you as a male, right, or a man, or the guy with the penis, however you want to deem it. I don't want you to think I'm imposing my will on you. This is just a conversation that's very unique, I think, for most of us. And I want us to explore this conversation because we're not going to find much people like you who come out and open. But I'm sure somebody's doing this too. That's a man. But you're open and you're keeping it 100 and you're saying, look, I walk around naked.
Now, mind you, we all tuned into this shit. I know people remember this shit. We all tuned into it and was like, yeah, Polight, get that nigga. And at the time, I didn't know that Polight had messing with 14-year-old girls. Because like I said, I didn't fuck with Polight. Just something was weird about that clay figure looking ass nigga to me. You know what I mean? So I didn't fuck with him. I didn't follow him or nothing. I did Umar Johnson the same way. I didn't follow that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody to lead me, honestly. But we all sat there and watched this shit and was happy that Polight was on his top for that. Not even knowing that we should have been on this nigga top too. Because even though I say there's a difference in what he was saying, because he called him out for doing it in the name of nature, but you're a hypocrite for doing that because the way you did it, nigga, that was on some predator shit, some fuck, you know what I mean? Like, even Nature Boy shit was on some predator shit, but you fucking with somebody else's daughter. And in Nature Boy mind, he trying to teach his son what he believed. His own son. Her daughter. Like, come on, man, none of it is right, but who are you to call another motherfucker out? But we sat here and we literally cheered this nigga on to go at Nature Boy while not even knowing that we was actually cheering for two pedophile motherfuckers. Now, y'all know I don't like to just throw people jackets out there, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna just throw it out there. Y'all niggas be fraternizing with these little young females in the name of polygamy, in the name of what's natural. Maybe that's why y'all niggas always pushing that African shit. Not saying anything wrong with people believing they African Americans or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying, in certain places in Africa, you know what I'm saying, 14-year-old girls, and it always seemed like it's 14 because in certain places 14 is the legal number in certain countries. So it's like they get them right when they hit 14. You always hear about it, like the other dude that Sonetta's calling out. Wasn't he messing with a 14-year-old girl too when he was going after her dad and all that shit? Wasn't that little girl 14 that's accusing him too? 14. What the fuck? So I got a 14-year-old in my fucking house. That's why I watch out for her. Because, man, you niggas with that age 14, nigga, I'll kill one of you niggas.
That's right. My son could touch my penis. That's right. And so I'm like, I feel uncomfortable with it, talking to one black man from another, considering what be taking place in the black community so often. I'm not saying...
Listen to what he said. Did you hear him? I ain't even going to say it for him. We're going to take it back and let him say it one more time. Because he's exactly right of what be happening in the black community. Hoe-ass nigga.
Who come out and open, but I'm sure somebody's doing this too. That's a man. But you're open and you're keeping it 100 and you're saying, look, I walk around naked. That's right. My son could touch my penis. That's right. And so I'm like, I feel uncomfortable with it, talking.
It's almost like him being that type of person, it seems like even the way he's talking, like he's trolling the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't real about it because you know what I'm saying? He has to be... It has to be on his mind. The shit that he's doing is bothering him, trying to approach it the right way. So he all jipper and shit like that. But you're out in the open and you're sharing it.
So one black man from another, considering what be taking place in the black community so often. I'm not saying you molesting your children. Let me say this for the record. Okay?
This nigga said because of what be happening in the black community already while being one of them motherfuckers that's doing this in the black community. I swear to God, nigga, you ain't too...
What I'm saying is we have to exercise extreme caution for the purity, as you say, right, of our children. And so you make a reference to animals. The animals don't have constitutions. They're not exactly building communities per se on the level of human beings. And they definitely wouldn't be wearing clothes to take off, to get naked, to have sex. Because those are animals. And at some point or the other, though we are also animals, we are distinct from the rest of them. So we should lead the way and set some form.
Now, it's crazy how one side of the coin and the other side of the coin speak the same way, huh? Because I've said that a lot, and I said it on this video, just almost exactly what he's just said about the difference between animals and humans. You understand what I'm saying? So don't be deceived by these type of motherfuckers that speak like I speak, that speak like people like me speak. Don't be deceived. That's the biggest hustle in the world, is knowledge. The biggest hustle in the world. Shut up, ain't nobody talking to you. But that's the biggest hustle in the world. That's why they're able to get over, because they'll take it to another level that we won't. They'll get dirty. They'll start scamming. They'll start doing all that and promise things and actually be a predator on society. While there's people like me over here, and there's a lot of people like me, and it's hard to decipher who's who. So I understand how people get hustled. But you can decipher who's who by how persistent they are. Real motherfuckers that actually got some knowledge that can actually articulate and shit like that and know who they are. We kind of sit back. We ain't in a rush to do anything like that. These niggas would be out there, oh, I got this knowledge, da-da-da-da-da. And most of them learn from listening to niggas like us. Like, don't think just because we may have 20 people, maybe 7 people, maybe sometimes 100 people in the chat, we ain't no big channel like that. You know what I'm saying? And we've been doing it for years, but we just kick back. But don't think because we ain't no big channel like that, that a lot of these big channels don't come and watch. These niggas all know who I am. They know who even the other people that preach that real shit in this sector and in a few other sectors are. They come and watch them. They are some of them silent people in there. They'll come watch them small channels and then use exactly what the fuck you saying for their own benefit, to the point where it make it seem like you biting them. Man, you know how many people on YouTube right now be acting like I bite them? Nigga, I don't bite none of you niggas. I don't even really watch you niggas. I try to support motherfuckers, and then once you know what I'm saying, you turn against me, I don't got no issue with you. That's a personal problem, so I just move along. Like, I understand these niggas, you know what I'm saying, they got their own issues, whatever, because like I tell y'all, hating me is not a problem for me. That's a problem for you. Not liking me is not a problem for me. That's a problem for you. I don't have to engage with that. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, man.
For example, at some point or the other, the scapegoat can't be, well, nigga, I'm not a lion. I'm not a bear. So if we can't use them as scapegoats and say, but look at what the bears do. Look what Bambi be doing over there. Bambi be getting it in. Look at the cows over there. We can't do that all the time. You know, it's sometimes we can reference the animals and say, yo, the animals is in tune. They know when an earthquake or hurricane's coming, the birds be already gone weeks in advance. That's a dope analogy. But when it comes to walking around with our children, walking around naked in our household, and our children can even touch our private parts.
Right.
Bro, we got to have a conversation about that, because that's a severe implication.
Yes, yes. So why is there a problem with having a conversation with you? I understand, open case and all. But shouldn't we be able to have a conversation with you, man? I mean, I wouldn't, because certain politics prevent me from sitting down with anybody like that, or sitting down and talking with any rat or anything. That's why you got fucking Whack 100 going through what he going through right now, nigga, because politics on the West say, nigga, you wasn't even supposed to sit down with a known rat. We don't do that. You don't break bread with them. That's not what we do. But Polight over here talking about, oh, we got to have a conversation about that. Yes, we do, nigga. We got to have a conversation about you. You talking about what this man doing with his son. Although wrong, although fucked up, and I don't agree with that, nigga. But you're questioning this man about what he do with his son, but don't want to speak at all about what you're doing with somebody else's daughter. That daughter has a father. That's another man's child. You talking about what people should do in front of their own child while you do it. So it's okay for other men to do it in front of these other men's children, but you know what I mean? And no, they shouldn't do it, but neither should you. But a father should have more right to walk around his house in his boxers with his daughters and sons and wife there, more so than you being naked or anything with somebody else's child. So yeah, we got to have the conversation. Won't be with me, but you do need to have the conversation.
You strive to be in tune with nature, but let's not be so in tune that we compromise the integrity of our children's innocence at such a young age. We also have to teach them self-respect. We also have to teach them dignity in terms of nudity. We also have to teach them.
This is the hustle. You hear the hustle? You hear the hustle? The reason why these niggas is able to preach about all this shit that they do, just pay attention to the subject matters that they use. Because motherfuckers usually come on here and the subject matter that they're always on is usually the same type of person they usually are. Listen to these niggas. Listen how he hustle. Talking about, oh, we need to protect. It's called projecting. We need to protect them. They're innocent souls, and these are our children, our future. If we don't protect them, then who will? But look at who's protecting them. The same people that's preying upon them. And you know how they prey upon them? With glitz and glamour and gold. Give a kid a lollipop type shit. Oh shit. You need school clothes and stuff? Being the stepfather / hopefully boyfriend on the low. You females that want to get in relationships with men, I advise you, you know what I'm saying, don't be moving in with men, having men all in front of your child. Have your relationship separate. I don't give a fuck if it's years before your kids get old enough to move out, but make sure they do that. Stop moving men in your house. Men, stop moving women in your house. Because there's another predator that preys when you move women in your house with your daughters. Y'all don't understand how these stepmothers do these stepdaughters also. It ain't always on no sexual shit, but the abuse is no different. Y'all gotta stop doing that, because one thing ain't nobody gonna do, I don't care stepfather or not. I love the shit out of my stepdaughter. I love the shit out of her. And she ain't never had a day in here where she had to worry about anything like that. I was glad that I was able to be a protection in her life to where she never had to deal with none of that. I broke the mold with her and my daughters as far as black women all being sexually molested as young kids. Nah, we broke the mold over here. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, even though I did it, y'all gotta stop doing it, because not everybody can be that strong. Especially if you're in the house, if you a small girl or something, or a big lady or something, and your daughter, she forms out as to be a beautiful woman, you know what I'm saying, with body parts that men are supposed to be attracted to. That's not his child. I understand if he's looking at his own child, maybe nothing's there. But no matter how much he tried, that's still not his child. So if you look a certain way, if you're a little small petite woman and your daughter grows into a beautiful woman and shit by the time she's 14, 15, bigger than you, if he can look at you, what do you think he's doing when your daughter's walking by in her little skimpy shorts, thinking that that's just stepdad? And stepdad usually becomes stepdad in about 3 months. Now the problem in the black community is we keep setting our children up, because we don't really pay attention to our children and what they actually need. We got to get what we need. If I'm comfortable, they comfortable. Oh, I got them. I protect them, while them same mothers don't hear them when they say, hey, your boyfriend's doing this. You don't want to lose the man, so you choose to be delusional about it and just try to throw it out your mind and act like it's not there. That's what turned you black women into crazy ass black women when y'all doing shit like that. That's our problem in the black community. It's not just the women, it's not just the men. It's you grown motherfuckers that can't protect your own child that you say you died for.
I'm not gonna show up to a board meeting.
We almost gotta get out of here.
Butt ass naked. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's not the environment or the circumstance. So our household has to be a safe haven where we can gradually teach them sex education. And I believe we can teach our children sex education without our genitalia being exposed. That is a weak point, in my opinion, with no disrespect to you. If it's about sexual education.
So is that why you sedated that young girl? Or so your penis wouldn't be exposed? She wouldn't know it was there? And this is the hustle. This is the hustle. These niggas sit here and sound a certain way, and everybody like, man, that motherfucker speaking fast, man. He a real one. To the point where when shit happens, that's why you have these same motherfuckers that's like, man, nah, I'm riding with him, man. People lying on him. mean, I got his back. I've been rocking with this nigga 4 years, nigga. Since so much money, man, he the truth. He the truth. The problem with finding the truth, the reason why we keep getting fed lies is because you niggas think every lie is the truth. But when the truth is right there in your fucking face and somebody give you the real truth, y'all niggas call them liars and weird niggas. Oh, no, nigga, it's weird, nigga. You hear what this nigga talking about? This nigga stupid. Talking about Polight, a pedophile and shit. Oh, but then, next thing you know, across worldwide news, a YouTuber known as Brother Polight. Come on, man.
Teach them that in intervals in their life, and it doesn't mean that you're teaching your child shame because you do not expose your genitalia, no, let them touch you. We got to get out of that. That whatever you talking about right there, you are not showing them shame. You're actually showing them respect as a man, that you ain't got to walk around with your nuts and your dick swinging all over the place. Because that might be ego coming from.
Then again, Polight's only talking about Nature Boy's son, right? Like, not every pedophile messes with is not a gay pedophile. He's only talking about Nature Boy's son, which says a lot of what he think about women, which says a lot of what all of them think about women. Man, y'all see how they be wrangling them women around there, them Captain Tazariaks and all that shit, the York and come on, man, Nature Boy, Farrell. You know what I'm saying? All these niggas is knowledge pimps. This is knowledge pimping 101.
You more so than it's used imparting sexual education to them, especially a young male. Allowing a young male child to touch your penis? No male, in my opinion, of no age, no man, no young man, no male.
You hear him? We're talking about pedophiles and shit like that. Now, he could easily talk about if there's, because at the time right here, people were still thinking that there was minor girls over there that he was fucking with because they were so young, right? So everything he could have talked about right here, he still stayed on just the male, just the boy. No male, no man. It should have been no kid, no child. Because even though he said he let his son do it, I would think the opposite end of that would be whoever is his wife would let the daughter do it. Not saying Maisha would let that happen or anything like that, but he would be okay with that. So why wouldn't you bring the opposite end of that? Why wouldn't you mention nothing about children in general instead of just the young man? Because you have a certain outlook for what a man should be, and you have a certain outlook of what a woman should be. You niggas is dogs, man. You niggas will be over here trying to recruit women and shit, talking about y'all want to live by the white man when you can come over here and live free, but then they get with y'all and then they under y'all rule and thumb. They can't do nothing. They got a corral when y'all say corral, get over here and hup to and all that type of shit. So you telling them to go from where they have their own place, got their family and shit like that because they have to work a job and shit like that to have their money and be free like that. But we should go over here and live off the land, but do everything I say. Y'all my slaves. Y'all my bitches and hoes. Y'all my sex slaves. And when I say I'm gonna ram my penis down your throat, that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be on your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Literally touching your thoughts.
No infant. I don't know what age. No age. Anyone else walking around with penis like mine cannot touch my penis under no circumstances. And any child of mine can never see me naked under no circumstances. I don't even like having a shirt off around my daughter. But yo, when I'm in the pool, we got to get it in.
You hear this nigga? Around that's when he says it. Because he's going to refer to his daughter because he understood what he said. So he got to refer to his daughter to understand I'm a father with a daughter. So I would never do this. This was his chance. This wasn't calling out Nature Boy. This was his chance to cover his own ass. To put out that narrative that I would never do that. I'm Brother Polight. But nigga, you wasn't acting polite. For real.
When my daughter hugs me, she hugs me a certain way. Because I don't even hug my daughter front to front out of respect.
Now, sorry to stop it again. Because I know y'all be like, man, this nigga dyke, man, that nigga was feeling, that nigga good, man. Somebody need to pull that nigga finger off the motherfucking button. But check it out. What he's saying right there, I understand that. But come on, nigga. You a hypocrite in a motherfucking half. Because even when I pick my little girls up, my little girls know they don't open leg when people pick them up. You get picked up by your side and kind of sit in the arm or something like that. So when I pick my daughters up, they know not to wrap around me like that. The only time that happens is if they're sleeping, I'm moving them from the couch to their bed. You understand what I'm saying? And usually I got them just sleep on my shoulder because their legs be straight. You know what I mean? They some big ass girls now. Kind of hard to carry their ass, back problems and all. But at the same time, real men do that. But see, you get, like I tell y'all, even real niggas can say some fake shits, or even fake niggas can say some real shit sometimes. That's what you're listening to right now. That's exactly what you're listening to. You listening to how other motherfuckers move. You know what I'm saying? And he might move like this. You might treat your daughter different than you treating everybody else's daughter. That's probably why you may protect your daughter a little bit more than others. Like some of us real niggas, we protect our daughter because that's the order of life. That's what we supposed to do. Them our little princesses. And we gonna protect them and make sure they're safe. Real men do that. You motherfuckers do it because you know what's out there, because you're out there. Oh, these niggas is really outside. For real. But he's going to sit here and say, man, he's going to put all this projection out, you know what I'm saying, talking about I don't even hug my daughter front to front. This is not about calling out Nature Boy about nothing. This was his chance to get up there on a large platform and deflect anything that comes out about him. Because one thing most predators will do will tell on themselves before anybody knows anything. They'll tell on themselves because they have a fucking guilty conscience. They are fucked up inside. You ever seen somebody that commit a crime or something, commit a murder or something, like the one rapper from Bad Boy or whatever, commit a crime and shit, and it's weighing on him so much he had to turn himself in and shit because he couldn't take the guilt? But that's the same thing these motherfuckers do. They start telling on themselves because they have to get that type of shit out. Like if I get angry or upset with somebody, sometimes it don't matter if I get it out to the person I'm mad at or if somebody just let me vent. If I vent 9 times out of 10, I probably won't even go talk shit to the person. I'll get over it. But if I keep it bottled up, somehow, some way it's going to come out, even if it come out at the wrong person. Energy is a motherfucker, like I told y'all before. You know what I'm saying? Energy can be dangerous if mishandled. Trust that.
For my daughter, I don't even want her to touch any part of my privacy. And she'll grow up and she'll understand that respect. My daddy loves me, so he won't even deal with me a certain way. And she'll understand when she meets strangers on the street, they will hug her damn near on certain occasions the way daddy hugs her out of respect. So she learns how a man who doesn't know her should hug her out of respect. Because a lot of times I side hug my daughter. Now I don't be pushing her off all crazy if she get really gonna squeeze in her.
Well, my daughter don't need to be hugging no grown men or nothing anyway. I don't even allow my daughters to sit on their uncle's laps and shit. They don't even sit on my lap like that. Nah, you go and sit off to the side right here.
Hugging, granted, but more instances than less. Out of training and showing my daughter as a man. What I do in the household is a reflection, y'all like using this word, of how other men should deal with her. So me having a daughter, you having a son, that's wild. Me having a daughter, the vibration is this, King. Me having a daughter, I don't yell at women in my household. You know why? I don't.
You see how he asserted dominance right there when he called him king? Like I said, he ain't calling out Nature Boy. He's deflecting his own shit, his own wrongdoings, his own guilty conscience. Salute, man, to Mind Over Matter TV. What up, bro? But he's deflecting his own shit. This wasn't a call out. This was him asserting himself to the people that he's not that type of person. He's totally against this because it goes totally with the whole scam and the hustle of his knowledge game. Now, y'all want to hear some real knowledge, man? There's a few people in this chat. Y'all go check out some real authentic from the heart-ass knowledge. Not even necessarily knowledge all the time, just some compassion in what they're saying. You understand what I'm saying? There's a few people in this chat right now, man. Y'all make sure y'all go and subscribe to all of them, because I'm pretty sure most of the people here got a channel. So, you know what I mean? Like Melee, Generation X, and Wax Dog, Mind Over Matter TV. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get some good content from all these brothers. Now, one thing I know about all these brothers is they not quick to necessarily jump to this type of bullshit. Jump on certain people. Like, they real sketchy about people. That's what I love about my chat. Y'all real sketchy about people, but y'all don't get too erratic about certain shit unless you see some shit. But y'all kind of just sit back and watch everybody. even if you go in chats and shit, you can't necessarily peg nobody in this chat right here is being a part of nobody's squad. I'm just kind of watching TV and watching how you niggas move. You know what I'm saying? Some of us move different. You know what I'm saying? So I can very much appreciate the people that be over here. What up, Goof True?
Want her to learn that behavior and say, well, a man must yell at me, or it's perfectly normal because in my household men be yell. No. So guess what? She has to see some level of conservative behavior, whether it be dress, whether it be communication. Okay, she has to learn, and me as a man, she has to understand the template of a man in retrospect to how he should connect with his female counterpart and women in general. So it's just a matter of respect. So when she sees me and she sees me covered up, she expects that of other men out there. But if she sees me as a man walking in the house and I'm just dick slinging and moving around, then in her brain it may be okay. When these other brothers are a little sexually overzealous, she may not even be able to make a distinction because she got to reference her father and say, damn, he's out there. You don't want your son to be.
So that's okay to protect your daughter, but it wasn't okay to protect that little girl. You took advantage of this little girl, allegedly. I mean, and I don't even want to say allegedly because, I mean, if they got your DNA, bruh, like I said, that's the ghetto bird effect. The helicopter's in the sky, nigga. You know, if the police is chasing you, you better shake those police that's on the ground before the ghetto bird get in the sky. Because once that helicopter get up there, nigga, you're done. It's a wrap. You're caught. So if they got DNA evidence, nigga, the helicopter is in the sky, bruh. So like Faison Love say, watch your tone and put your hands on your head.
Actually overzealous in the presence of women and not understanding that he need to slow his roll. He may be so used to the penis moving around and everything like that and take women for granted and misunderstand the level of communication he needs to have with her before that. And I'm not saying you're not going to teach your son at best, but we're talking about a certain level of respect.
Man, I could barely even
it is not shame. It is respect. Niggas, we can't pass this nudity off as, man, you know, y'all brothers walking around nude. Y'all brothers ain't.
I did Nature Boy content a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really do it too much. I did it about as much as Mind Over Matter, you know what I mean? I did it about as much as him. That's why I like fucking with him because we kind of did it the same way. Like we dove in on certain points. But I'm pretty sure he was just like me, like, man, I can't even watch this shit half the time. You know what I'm saying? But if there's certain situations that I can teach off of, you know what I'm saying, and give somebody some insight about something and relate it to everything else in this world, then I'll take it and go ahead and go in on it. You understand what I'm saying? But as far as just sitting back watching Nature Boy and shit, nah, I couldn't do that, man. That ain't even my forte like that. My mind is somewhere else, totally above that. You know what I'm saying? I literally had to dumb down every time I did some Nature Boy content. I had to dumb myself down just to do it.
Walking around nude, y'all teaching y'all children, you know, to be ashamed of themselves. No, in fact, we teaching them pride and self-esteem. Because sometimes if you just throwing your whole self out there like that, it shows you got low self-esteem. It's actually the very opposite is taking place, family. The very opposite.
Polite, can I respond? Polite.
Opposite. Go ahead, King.
Can I respond?
Yes, you can, brother.
I'm thankful. I'm thankful for your opinion and your perception. I really am, and I consider your perception, and I value it.
Thank you, brother.
They fall for it.
I want to tell you. I want to tell you one thing.
That's what I was saying. Like these type of people speak and can articulate and understand somewhat on a level of where most of us in this chat can. You understand what I'm saying? So they can spit the shit that we spit. But they got a different motive. So it you know, for some people it can be hard to decipher when they're on a trail of trying to learn some knowledge. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to learn knowledge, people don't understand anything that sounds knowledge based and it sounds good. 9 times out of 10 don't even have to make sense to a person and they'll start following them. Because they think they can learn something over there. Oh, the reason why I don't understand what he's saying is because he's just so smart. When really that nigga didn't do shit but say the ABCs in different order than the original order. You know what I mean? It was like A, D, C, F, G, you know what I'm saying? Z, Y, X, A. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. And I get it. But that's why I think people should start doing their own shit. Do your own research. One thing you can learn from school is how to learn. That's what it's for. It's to teach you how to learn things. Then you're supposed to go off and start doing for yourself. That's why you got people like archaeologists and scientists and shit like that. They don't know everything. That's why a doctor is always practicing. A dentist is always in practice because they're still learning as they go through their whole career. But they took what they got that taught them how to learn their craft. And then they have to go out there and make it their own.
I wear wraps around. I wear wraps. That's all I wear. Like literally. Like I'm a nudist. That's what me and my fam we are. We nudists. That's as clear as I can make it to you. We see life different. I'm in a different mind state than you are. You live a different life in a different world. In your world, you gotta be like that.
Salute to you, man.
In my world,
man, on that truck driving.
Like
my dude
different.
doing it. That's what's
so if
up.
you want to learn anything about my world that I live in, because I don't live in now in your world, you're right. I would have to walk around and do
careers
things.
Going, man.
You say that
motherfuckers out here really trying to have shit, man, and you can notice the ones that's really out here trying to have shit because something that's worth having is worth the struggle, worth the fight and everything. You want it fast, man, it's gonna go just as fast. Trust me, I know. I've been there, man. Drug dealer damn near my whole life, man. You know how fast that money came and went every time? Barely even seen it. But the money that I make by building a career, buying a home, buying cars and shit like that from money that I've worked for, money that I stacked, that's a whole different story. That's when you putting shit in position that you ain't gonna lose.
There's a community there. That you have the black community. There is no community.
That's all they do.
You said that. I ain't say that.
Exactly. I couldn't have said
I ain't say that. Stop that.
No, you said, you clearly said, and now the things that be going on in the community as it, you know what I mean? Like, so what I'm saying is,
you're making an error, brother. I was talking about animals. You're making an error. So go ahead.
You were talking about being sexually.
I said nothing about a black community.
Like how. Not the black community, but you insinuated it by saying community because...
Listen to what these niggas... Look, we about to get out of here, you know what I'm saying? Because this is the part where they just start arguing. Maybe I'll come back later and we'll have some little fun with the rest of this video. But I really just wanted you guys to listen to Polight when he spoke and the things he was saying. Because we're going to dive into some more shit too, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to promise I'll be back tomorrow or whatever, but I do got 2 days off here after these 2 days of work. So I'm going to try to get some work in, man. But... this nigga, hypocrite and a half. But like I said, I don't see him trying to expose Nature Boy. That was just a talking point. That was a talking point so that he could deflect all his bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, man, I do got to get ready to go to work. Y'all know how that goes. So I wish I could chop it up a little bit more with y'all. But I got to slide up out of here, man, because work first, man. All this fun lasts. So that's how we going to get it in. Anyway, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Salute to my man Tree TV for the drop. Salute to everybody in the chat for coming through. You know what I'm saying? And while we at it, let me go on and plug these two real quick. These my people. All right, man. Mind over matter and melee, and y'all got your shooters. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know what to do whenever y'all deem necessary. Because when I tell y'all the chat belongs to y'all and the moderators, that's what I mean, man. That's what I mean. And we really don't necessarily have any problems. They know to let most of the shit slide. But what we don't do over here is I'm not going to allow anybody to disrespect anybody, like call anybody retards and shit like that. If y'all want to get it in the chat, get it in. You know what I'm saying? But just no disrespect, man. I want people around here that actually know how to articulate and actually have some intellect. Actually got some education to them, or at least know how to gain education. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that got some common sense, people like that. All that riffraff and all that type of shit, man, you might not even get kicked out over here. Just ain't nobody in the chat gonna pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, with that being said, man, we are up out of here. So salute to all of y'all that tuned in with me this morning. You know what I'm saying? For another episode of the Tune Up here on DDM TV. We'll see y'all later, man, and we out. Peace.
Two-step, slide like this. Do the blood walk, I do mine like this. Fresh fit.